welcome. My name is Kelly Dodge. I am a gold leader, been with the company for a little over a year. And today we are going to talk about working in Canva. We are going to let me get my screen sharing here. We are going to get to talk today about using Canva to create quotes and proposals. So if that's something that you're interested in using as part of your toolbox, then this is for you. So there's really just about anything that you can do in Canva. It is very, very versatile. Whatever you want to make, you can always go up here to the search box and see if it's something that's available, whether it's an invoice or a flyer or a simple social media post. The possibilities feel almost endless. I use this primarily for almost everything that I create. And I will admit, though, that I have not done it for a travel agent quote or proposal yet. But this was mentioned in one of Sarah's trainings that it's possible to make a quote or proposal. There are some agents who use it. So I thought that I would touch on that today. So, like I said, anything that you want to search for, you can just search. So I started searching for travel agent or travel proposal templates to see what I was going to get, right? And so, of course, I'm getting proposals, not those kind of proposals. And so I dug a little bit deeper. You can, of course, use anything and you can definitely create things from scratch. But I find that when people are using Canva, they really like to have some kind of a template, right? I tend to start with a template and then I recreate from there. I'll get rid of, something that I don't like and I'll add some other things to it because I can never find anything that is exactly what I'm looking for. But when we're thinking of a proposal and we're thinking of a proposal for a specific destination, I think that this is something that could work here. And so this is going to be something that you can use. I'm going to just open this up so you can see how we could use this. There are going to be definitely different templates and different appearances that could work. So here we have a an example, and I'm going to zoom in on this. Like I do for my old eyes here. And so this could be something that you could possibly use. Let's say that someone wants to go to Jamaica, for example. You could definitely use this formatting and you could give them a couple of, different types, right? So this is showing a single package, a couples package, or a family package. But for a proposal, I've already done my intake or my qualifying my client. And so I would maybe use this for three different hotels, right? I could give them options for three different price points and three different resorts, let's say, right? So I would definitely say that this is more of an advertisement type. And so I would probably take out things like this. If I was doing this, I'm not going to take this out or I'm not going to have this in here. I am going to take most of this stuff out and I would probably expand, right? So I kind of like the idea of this, but again, this isn't, I'm probably not going to use all parts of it, right? Because I want more room. I need to give them a little bit more detail about their package. But this gives me the idea that I could show them pictures of Jamaica and I could definitely show them three different hotels that they could choose from, right? So let's go back though and let's see some other options, right? And so if we were using this, we could just change. I could make these bigger, right? So let's pretend let me back up and let me do this. So I'm going to delete this whole thing so I can show you what maybe I would do in order to make this fit for a proposal before I get off of it. I want to kind of leave you hanging. So um, what I would do probably is I would make this entire thing bigger, right? So maybe let's say, I don't know, Jose told me the other day, don't give them more than two options. I've been always doing three, and he said, only give them two. I had I had to have him help me with a client complaint, a client issue. And so that was one of the first things he asked me, how many options did you give them? And he said, only give them two. So I could move this down as you see, right, to still have that spot for my price. But I could do two different resorts, right? So maybe I could do sandals, let's say sandals and a grill. I can't see. There we go. Sandals, Negril, and maybe we're gonna do this one could be like Rio or something, right? Or Royalton, that's a good one. Royalton, right? And so then I would obviously then list everything that it would include, and I could have my pricing here, right? So I could then also fix my pictures so that I was showing pictures of each. I could obviously use this for Jamaica, right? So I'm gonna just delete this picture, and I could put in a new, I would put, I would probably just put this to say Jamaica. And my eyes. All right, and I'm gonna take this whole thing out, right? I don't need that. I would just put a nice picture here of Jamaica. How do I do that? Well, you can do a couple of things. You can go in and you can search in your elements for pictures, which is easy enough. I know that there's pictures in here of Jamaica because I've used them before. So I could do Jamaica and I could select photos and I could search for a beautiful picture of Jamaica that's just kind of a overall type of a picture. Let's just say that we're going to choose this one and we're just going to drop it in. I think I dropped it somewhere else on accident. I dropped it there, right? So we could just do this. And then maybe I'm going to um, delete these images. And maybe I would want to do, two for each resort, right? I don't need this in here. Let me get rid of this over here. Get rid of this. Make this bigger. All these extra boxes open. Here we go. So I tend to always take these things out and then I'll put something else back in maybe because when I'm creating something, I feel like I'm distracted myself by all this extra fluff that's here and I need to kind of like have some order to it, right? And so let's say I would do two pictures over here and two pictures over here. All I'm going to do is duplicate this, right? We only had three, right? So maybe I am going to show them some highlights of Royal Negril and Royalton. So this is a very simple, and there's another option. Sorry, sandals, Negril, Jamaica. And so I would take an absolutely gorgeous picture, right? These pictures are even more wonderful. So I would probably open this up. It's beautiful. I'm just copying it and I am pasting it and I'll have to just slide it to where I want it to go. So that's probably not my favorite picture that I would pick of sandals. I would probably want to have it appeal to um, the uniqueness of sandals Negril, right? So I could definitely do something like this, and it's going to have sandals Negril right in it, right? So I like that because when they're looking at the picture, even though it's right there above the one that I am, yeah, that might be a little bit better. And then I do like to show the room. I feel that this um, they do have the over the water bungalows there, of course. So that is going to be enticing. I the Personally, just to be honest, this would not be my type because I like to show lots of pictures when I am giving proposals. I do probably maybe not what most people do, but I show them lots of pictures. It's almost like a slideshow presentation when I do my proposals because I want to walk them through the experience from beginning to end. And I purposely start from the outside in as if they're that so that they can start to imagine themselves arriving at the resort and what they would see, right? So I'm going to show them the beach. I'm going to show them the outside. I'm going to bring them into the lobby and show them where they would check in, show them their room. I'm going to show them amenities, right? I'm going to make sure that I'm showing them, some pictures to take them through the experience, including dining and the nightlife, etc. That's just me. If I'm doing a proposal and I want to have them choose between two or three resorts if they're for sure about what what resort they want, right? We were talking earlier, Roxanne and I, about people who are, she calls them her mystery clients. I thought that was great. I'm probably going to steal that because they don't know what they want to do, or they're like, well, I think I want something, like this, or, but how about this? And it's like, it makes your job so much more difficult if you don't narrow them down, right? So I try very hard to tell people you really need to know where you want to go. I can't choose that for you. It's way too personal. Once you decide a location, then I can help you narrow down the resort. But you really have to be the one that can choose it unless you want to do, two proposals, right? Where you're going to narrow down the location only, not showing rooms, right? Here is what Belize has to offer. Here is what Bermuda has to offer. Here's what Jamaica has to offer, whatever it is. And let them pick the spot first based on their interests and what have you, because it's a lot, right? I've done it before. I've done three different locations and then I did three resorts for each one. And that's just, it's too much work, right? If they don't know where they want to go. So then we are done. So I would do, what would I say? Royalton. I think it's Royalton Splash. No, Royalton Negril. No, it's in Negril, right? Royalton Splash is in Punta Cana, I think. So again, I would pick, and I'm not being super choosy here because this is just demonstration purposes only. This isn't anything real, just to give you an idea of what you could do. You could show them, this. I mean, the beach is the beach, honestly. I wouldn't have both of these be beach pictures, right? But I would definitely show them the room or like what that resort is known for, right? If it's a family vacation and it's the water park that they're looking forward to or certain excursions, I think that if they say that they really want to snorkel or something like that, then I am going to do, I'm going to do Jamaica snorkeling, right? Um, and again, we're not quoting our clients with anything that is not a 4 or 5 star hotel. We don't want to put them into anything less than that, right? Unless they are specifically requesting that for a particular reason. I just don't think that you want to make sure that they're going somewhere quality. All right. So you could put a couple of things in that. And of course, then you're going to list there your, whatever the amenities are at the hotel, what kind of room it's going to be. We can, obviously we can do make the font any size or style that we want. We can do bullets in here, right? We pick bullets and then we are going to do, probably I'm just putting this in here, right? So we're going to put, um, the room type and what it includes, right? All inclusive, this, that, and the other. And then we can put our price here at the bottom. So these would be very simple quotes, but of course you can add on pages. So if you wanted to, you could do this and you could do page 1 being just this, right? And so you could put maybe that this is Sandals Negril, and then you could put accommodations here. And then over here, you could put activities maybe, right? So they can see what kind of activities are happening, right? So that you can give them some more detailed information. And of course, if you are doing something like that, then maybe we're getting rid of these boxes and we are going to even leave the price off in some cases, right? Sometimes when you do proposals, it's more advantageous to not show them the price right away because I'll tell you, if you're going shopping for anything, if the price is down here, are they going to be looking at ever or even hearing anything you're saying, or are their eyes going straight to the price? Like if it's you, what are you going to do? You're going to look at the price, right? You want to look at the price, right? So I want to make sure that whatever I am explaining to them or talking about, I am not talking about price yet. Okay. There are two areas of the brain. Well, there's more areas of the brain, but there's an area of the brain that is going to allow them to dream about their destination and their dream vacation, right? The second that you bring up money, they will switch to their logical side of their brain and they're no longer going to want the over the water bungalow, right? Because that comes with a price. But if you can keep them in the dream state for longer, and then you can propose it to them as, this might be an extra $100 a month. If you're planning a year out, you'll tell them it's $100 more a month that you'll have to save or make payment on. But if this is what you really would enjoy, for this would be worth it, right? So you can easily, especially break it down like that, and you can even break it down per person, right? It's only 50 extra dollars a month per person. So, breaking it down to where it feels like it's doable for them is something that is going to up your price and up your commission as well. So, you can always, again, add a second page onto here. So, you could, again, do this for, like I said, one resort. This could be sandals. And then you can simply add on a page. All you need to do is click this plus up here, add a page, and you can even duplicate the page, right? So if I wanted to duplicate this page, let's say I want to get rid of it, I can just click delete and I can go here and I can duplicate the page. So that way it looks seamless. It has the same theme. And then all I have to do is change out the pictures, right? I could even do an overall different picture for Jamaica, right? But now I could put in pictures for the other resort, right? And I could add several pages if I wanted. But again, if you want it to be duplicated, whoops, I did it twice. If you want it to be duplicated, all you simply have to do is hit this plus and it's going to duplicate the page, right? So it wouldn't be so bad if you have a proposal that is 4 pages long, right? If you're showing them even 3 pages and you're keeping the prices for the end, right? So your final page could be something more like breaking it down, option 1, option 2, option 3, and you're going to list the pricing, right? I would give like a little recap here. I would do like option 1 was sandals and give the price, right? Or- There we go. 12,000. Who knows, right? We'll make that in dollars, right? If it was really happening. And so then you could just do that option 1, and then you could do an option 2, right? That way they could choose. And it's easy enough for you to go up and let them review these, right? So if you're presenting it, all right. So let's say you're all done with your proposal, right? And remember, we're not emailing these to our clients. This is the way I train. You may have been told differently. That's absolutely okay. I train that I am not giving anything over email. I'm not emailing my clients any proposals. They want a quote from me and a proposal from me. They get on a Zoom with me to for the intake. I call it an intake. You're qualifying your client. I want to get on Zoom with them. And so that I want them also on Zoom with me when I present it, and you need all financial decision makers there for your proposal. So you don't get that. I need to talk to my husband, right? All decision makers need to be on the call. when we're presenting this. So I am just expanding this for full screen. And so we're going to pretend this is all filled in. And I am just going to go through and I am going to go over this with my clients, right? So I can kind of like a PowerPoint or a presentation, you are able to then go through this. Of course, you can save it as well, download it, right? And then you can skip through your pages. And I know it all looks the same. It looks like I'm only going to 2 pages. That's because I duplicated and they look exactly the same. But we really did just flip through 4 pages here, right? So you can show them this. So this is one option, that you can use. And then there's, different. Let's go ahead and go back to our home. I always like to just start back at home and start over. Keep in mind that when we create any design, if we stop abruptly in the middle, it's always going to save right where we're at, right? So it's nice. We don't have to worry about losing anything. It's going to save for us and I can pick it back up. What I do love about this too is sometimes I will pop things in on my phone because I have Canva downloaded on my phone. There are lots of things I can do right on my phone, but I can flip flop back and forth, right? If someone texts me a picture, let's say I'm doing a shout out, a booking shout out, or something like that, or a welcome post. I like to just, be able to throw it in and upload it from my phone sometimes. That's the easiest way for me to get it from my text up, to here. And so it's nice because you can go back and forth and edit between the two, flop back and forth. So let's go ahead and do that again. Just like we're going to start over. So here's a travel agent quote. Maybe you guys do a different kind of a search and you find something better. That's absolutely great, right? And so here is one that's catching my eye here. Now, keep in mind, I am seeing pro, right? But you can always create anything from scratch, right? You could use this. This isn't a pro. You could also use this. This looks like it could be used and work very well for a trip. But here's why I like this. At least I'm seeing is because it's going to allow me to add things in like your flights included. And as soon as this loads all the way, I am going to make this bigger. All right, here we go. So this is obviously an ad, right? But I see that this format would work really nice for a proposal, right? You would change your name. You could put the name of your clients even, right? Jones Punta Cana trip, or you could put whatever you want here and you could put a little bit of information here if you wanted to. And you could change this to, anything that you want. So this could say, flights and transportation. And so here you could put in the information about their flight and airport transfers. You could add in the travel insurance so that they know that that is included and letting them know that they do have this is good, let them know that they have 24/7 customer service with you, right? And so you could definitely utilize that. And so you could use this for your details about your trip. So obviously any of this can just be, you can just delete the box, you can delete the, whatever you need to delete, right? You can delete. That's what I do. I tear these apart because I'll just like the basics of it, or this inspires me or gives me the idea of what I could use, this for, right? So um, that's good. You can always change colors too, by the way. So here, see how this box formed around this area here? This is actually, it feels off center to me, but this is actually, this section here. It's not the print, it's not the type or text. It's this box that's been put on here. So let's say that you have branded yourself, right? If you have branded yourself and you have brand colors, which you can actually um, create right here inside of your Canva, so that you can always stick with the same color scheme, right? These are details that people notice but don't know that they notice, right? And your brand is consistent. So you could go ahead and you could choose. to change this color. Here's how you're going to do it. So right here is telling me what color is here. Well, if I want to use my brand colors, this is my brand kit, right? And so I can change that. And so it's going to change um, that coloring, right? And so if I have this here, see how this is this color, I can change it to my brand coloring. um, One second. And let's say I do pink, okay? Here's the cool thing. This will change everything. I just click this change all, and then everything on the document that was this color, of course, not that this font particularly, is now changed to pink, right? So I very quickly have taken this document and I've branded it to my own color scheme. So that's something that's neat, that you can do. And of course, you can, switch out your logo, um, to take that logo out, and you can add your own logo in, right? So let's go ahead and pull this up. This is my logo. I never use it as a square. I always stick it in a frame. This is what I do. So I know that a lot of people have mentioned that they didn't know how to make their logo round. And so this is how you do it. You can just select whatever frame shape you want, and whatever you stick in there is going to become that color. So now I have that in here, and you can even give it a little border if you want. So if I want to do a border style, I can just add the border. This is going to let me control the weight. It's also going to let me control the color. So if I want to have it fall into my color scheme, I could give it a, let me get rid of this so you can see it. I can give it a purple outline, right? So now the border color is purple. And if I don't think that that's thick enough, I can go in here and I can choose the number. Usually a 4, I think, is what I use. Um, Maybe it's not a 4. I don't know. I don't like that purple at all, but I can change it, of course. See, I can do whatever I want, and see how I like it, right? Whatever you want to do. Or you can have none. It's completely up to you. And then, you could just change I think this is pretty small for a little boring for the font for me, but you can, if you don't like this font, let's say, so let's say it's Jones, um, Jamaica Getaway. And maybe you don't like this font very much, right? So you can go ahead and change it from Candy Yum to something that you like better, right? And obviously, the different fonts are going to be different sizes in general. And so, you can change it to however you want it to look. Let's see. So this is how you could definitely utilize this, right? If you don't like using a Google Doc, or if you don't have a CRM like Turn or Travefy or TravelJoy, this is a really great option for you to play around. And of course, with this one too, we can always add pages, right? If I want to duplicate the page, maybe I'm going to change some things about it, but I could obviously duplicate the page. I could have one for accommodations. It depends on how much detail you want to give them, right? You could even add more pictures, right? So if this is page 2, and so you don't need to duplicate your, maybe you want to leave your logo on there though, right? And maybe you want to add some more pictures here, right? So you could definitely um, keep those pictures if you didn't like that style. Maybe you could move this to the center. Whoops, I want to delete the image as well. Move this to the center and add in a couple of other pictures, right? So we're already covered this stuff on the first page. So we could go ahead and take this stuff off. You can see I love deleting stuff. It's like throwing stuff away. I love to throw stuff away. clean. So just get rid of it all. And I mean, I guess I could have started with just a blank document for the second page, but I do like to show you that you can get rid of anything that you want and add on things, right? And if you decide that you took something off that you didn't want, you just can go and undo it and it will put it right back. I can keep on doing it as well and it'll just put it right back, right? Or I can go, oh no, no, I really did want to get rid of that. And so now maybe I want to duplicate this. I can copy this, or I think I want duplicate. I don't know why it wasn't there. And I could duplicate this and I could have several of these across here. I can even turn them and move them around, right? So if I don't like the way that they're tilted, I can stack a bunch on top of each other, right? Like it looks like a pile of pictures. Whatever it is, you can even position them if you are looking. And so we could center this one and we could make this one in the middle right and this one in the middle left. And it's going to make sure that your stuff is um evened out, um, symmetrical, so to speak. If you're a type A personality like me, you like to have things um, even in order, right? So they say that groups of threes or fives are good in gardening, and so I like to think that that's because it's just aesthetically pleasing, and so that would carry over into this as well. So, this might be, I'm looking for my little turner, right? So let's pretend I like that this lets you line them up though. You can kind of see how things are, etc. This isn't right, but I'm just playing around. I could play with this for hours. But you can add in some pictures here. And so maybe this is your room description, right? And so you're gonna have a picture of a room here, a picture of the bathroom, picture of the balcony, picture of, whatever it is, any amenities that you have. You can change these pictures to anything you want and make this say anything, right? And so if you were to treat this like letterhead, maybe you do that this carries over from page to page, that at the top you do have your logo, and you do maybe even have your company name at the top, and at the bottom it's like a header and a footer that's going to carry through for your pages. And you could have this to stay at the bottom, right? Because it's going to look professional and uniform. So this, again, this is something you could also do from scratch, right? If you are pretty comfortable with Canva, you can absolutely start with a blank document, right? And so you could choose to do a, let's say, travel agent quote. Now, this is going to ask us to select a template, but you don't have to select a template, right? So if you don't see anything you like, but this is giving you ideas like, ooh, I like this and I like this, but I want to kind of blend it together, you can just create a design from scratch. Whoops, sorry. That's not what I wanted to do. I should just be able to go home and select probably just like a regular size document is what it would be. And if you don't choose to use a template, here there's templates, you can just create a brand new design. And so you could just start like, okay, they are going on a cruise. And so I want to search for a cruise ship for my background, right? Like that's my overall, what do I want? So I'm going to type in cruise ship and I'm going to select photos because I do want a photo in the background, right? And so if it's an undefinable brand, you could actually look for a brand of a ship to put it in, but you could even keep it to something that's not, this is the wrong, this is a um, landscape. So this isn't going to work like I would love it, like it to, but just for, right. So you could do this. right? And so let's say that this is your backdrop for your cruise quotes for your clients, and then you can just add in your elements. So here we are starting from scratch, right? And this is our page, and we are going to add in some elements. And so I'm going to go back to all so that you can see that we can choose from graphics, photos, videos. And so I'm going to go to graphics. All right. I'm after something in particular, right? And I'm going to get rid of this cruise ship. And I want to look at bubbles or some kind of a splash that I can put some font into, or maybe even shapes, right? Where I can put some type of text in there, right? So as you can see, I can create my own boxes, right? And so I could create three exact same size. And here's where I'm going to do here. So I'm going to make three. And so instead of me messing around and dragging and trying to make it um, look right, I'm going to go down here to position. And so I'm here, I am highlighted, I'm clicked on this. So it's going to be the right bottom. This one is going to be middle center. No, I'm sorry, bottom. See? And then if we go to bottom left, I always have to make my brain think, right? Well, now I can't see the cruise ship so much, what have you, but um, you know, you pick and choose what you want to do, right? So let's say that I wanted to have so let's say this is going to be where I'm going to put all my information in, right? But I want to make sure that my logo goes up here. And I have some room for maybe my business name, right? So here I like this magic recommendations. I believe this is only available in Pro, however, but this is going to guess the things that would look nice on your document. So you could use this, for example, and I could put, um, would just put some text over the top of it. So now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add this text. I can't see. Um, we're going to put Carnival Cruise, whatever. See how I can't see it? I need to change my color, right? And so I need to make sure I can see all of it. Hold on. And so I'm going to change the color. Oh, fix it. Oh, I see what I did. I just added it, right? And so you can play with the color, you can play with the type of font and, make it however you like. Bold it, unbold it, whatever you want to say. I would do, so you could do like Jones, Carnival Cruise and put the dates here. That's always nice to use. And I'm going to change this color before I start, to try to make it easier for myself. And so I could put, October, 12th through the, 19th, whatever. And, you could even put the itinerary, right? So whatever you want to put, whatever kind of information you want to put in here, you can. And so we're going Eastern Caribbean. And sometimes you want to put the ship, right? So maybe we'll add in the ship. And so I think it's automatically going to be, oh, but I changed so many. So the Carnival Dream, they're going out of Galveston. On the Carnival Dream, Eastern Caribbean cruise. Perfect, right? I would change the colors, but then you could put their itinerary there. Put your little logo in here. Put your little logo in there so they can see you're kind of branded, so to speak, right? You could decide to move these up a little bit instead of being all the way to the bottom so that you could put I'm going to do, this is a good search. Hold on a second, not apps, elements. Not all right. So embellishments sometimes give me maybe I didn't spell that right. You can add little things that, little embellishments or something to make it fancy and so it doesn't look so plain. Or you can add a banner. I think a banner is what I usually like. All right. So if I wanted to put my company name at the bottom, I could try to choose like this, for example. I would probably change the color to white. I think white pops better. And so I would make this white or even pink, but probably contrasting. And I would probably want to make this bigger, right? So I could, make it cover, you know what I'm saying. And usually you can scrunch it down, but this isn't allowing me to scrunch it down. So I would go, oh, that one doesn't work. Maybe I'll try this one instead. So I'll just be like, okay, that doesn't try something different. But this is how you can use this to create yourself a proposal. And so I am going to stop recording. So for those of you who are watching this recorded, go ahead and subscribe and check out the other Canva videos that I have on my channel.